Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
A human cost.
We have to get our country open, and we have to get it open soon.
The president saying more coronavirus deaths are coming, but that America needs to get back to business, even as experts are predicting a startling new rise in cases.
How many deaths and how much suffering are you willing to accept to get back to what you want to be some form of normality sooner rather than later?
Just ahead, where we stand here at home, as well as a closer look at White House intentions to phase out the coronavirus task force. And thank you for joining us for Local 4 News at noon. I'm Evrod Cassimy. We have a lot to talk about this afternoon as the coronavirus pandemic leads our coverage this afternoon. The top Republicans in the Michigan legislature just unveiled a lawsuit challenging Governor Whitmer's emergency powers to combat COVID-19. We're going to have a live report from the state capitol in just a moment. But first, let's give you a breakdown of our case count here in the state of Michigan. As of our last update on Tuesday afternoon, there were 44 confirmed deaths from COVID-19, and that's just within a 24-hour period. And in total, we have lost more than 4,100 people to the virus. Michigan now has more than 44,000 confirmed cases. This is up more than 400 cases from Monday. And now our daily numbers do come with a few caveats. There are variables that can unnaturally cause daily peaks and valleys in data. State officials have recommended looking at weekly averages to understand and better understand the trends. Weekly averages show an overall downward trend. New updates have been coming mid-afternoon, so we'll have that for you on clickondetroit.com and here on Local 4 in our mobile app. Ford Motor Company is beginning to deliver powered air purifying respirators to frontline healthcare workers that are battling the coronavirus pandemic. Since late March, Ford has been working with 3M to create the personal protection equipment. Approximately 90 paid volunteers from the United Auto Workers Union have assembled more than 10,000 respirators near Flat Rock. In the meantime, both Fiat Chrysler and General Motors reportedly expect to begin restarting most plants in North America the week of May 18th after coming to an agreement with the UAW. Now, about that lawsuit, first thing this morning, the Republican legislative leadership filed a lawsuit against the governor, and it claims she has overstepped her authority in declaring a state of emergency without legislative backing. The leadership today held a press conference to explain that move. Now, Rob Maloney was there. He joins us now live in Lansing with more on what we know. Rod?
Yeah, good afternoon, Evrod. You know, this is a situation where the leadership believes that the governor has overreached in her authority. They think she did an unconstitutional power grab in unilaterally extending her state of emergency. And so what they're saying is, look, we need a judge to decide this. They say there are three branches of government. Let's hear from the judge. House Speaker Lee Chatfield and Senate Majority Leader Mike Shirkey claim they tried to work with the governor.
The legislature offered that partnership to the governor last week, but she refused it. The legislature offered cooperation, but instead she chose the courts.
It is our firm belief that that law does not give the power to the governor to rule the entire state on their own for as long as they like, and today we are asking the courts to affirm our opinion.
Among their frustrations is the governor's unwillingness to share any data with anyone about her decision-making.
I have not yet seen any crack in the secret curtain.
Or explain how she moved from a flatten the curve notion to just saving lives, and why she feels it necessary to keep most of the entire state at home in a one-size-fits-all approach.
There's people across our state right now who are truly hurting. They've had their entire livelihoods taken away, and there's families that don't have money to put food on the table. Talk of a plan doesn't restore that livelihood. Talk of a plan does not ensure that they can go work when it can be done safely.
Senate Democrats put out a statement this morning in response, quote, "Let us be abundantly clear. This lawsuit is driven solely by legislative Republicans and has no support from the Senate Democratic caucus. We are appalled that those across the aisle are choosing a global pandemic as the time to pick political fights with the governor instead of focusing on what we can do to help the people of our state," end quote. Now, the legislative leadership has asked for an expedited hearing, essentially on an emergency basis, to get a decision here, but they also know that it's highly unlikely that they're going to prevail, at least initially. They know it's going to be a while. It's likely to wind up before the Supreme Court. In the meantime, we did reach out to the governor's office, and she is saying that this is not the time to be playing political games. Reporting live from Lansing, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Rod, thank you for the update. In other news this afternoon, the man accused of wiping his nose on a store worker in Holly has been formally charged. Prosecutors say 68-year-old Rex Gomel wiped his nose on the worker after she told him a mask was required in the store. There's the surveillance video, and now we've learned that Gomel has been charged with misdemeanor assault and battery. He's even been placed on home confinement with only court, grocery, or medical trips allowed. If convicted, he faces 93 days in jail. There's now a $5,000 reward being offered for help catching this father and son duo. The U.S. Marshals say that Raymond Bishop and Larry Teague are suspects in the murder of a security guard at a Flint Family Dollar store. The marshal says Bishop and Teague shot the guard in the head after he told a customer she had to wear a mask. Teague's wife has been arrested in the murder. On the national front now, top doctors are warning that there will be more coronavirus deaths as politicians push to get people back to work. Here's a look at the numbers. There are more than 1,200,000 confirmed coronavirus cases here in the U.S. More than 71,000 Americans have died. This is according to a Johns Hopkins University database. In the meantime, as Peter Alexander reports, President Trump acknowledges more coronavirus deaths are coming, but says that it's time to get back to business.
President Trump conceding as states start reopening for business, more Americans may lose their lives, telling ABC News.
It's possible there will be some because you won't be locked into an apartment or a house.
The president on his first trip aboard Air Force One in more than 5 weeks, saying he's winding down the White House coronavirus task force, even as the death toll in the U.S. climbs past 70,000. Some Democrats already criticizing the move. Former presidential candidate Bernie Sanders calling it an American tragedy. President Trump in Arizona touring a factory now producing N95 masks while not wearing one himself. A White House aide says plant officials told them the president and his team did not need to. The president acknowledging the death toll will exceed his expectations.
I always felt 60, 65, 70, as horrible as that is. I mean, you're talking about filling up Yankee Stadium with death. So I thought it was horrible, but it's probably going to be somewhat higher than that.
It comes as Dr. Rick Bright, who was recently forced out as head of the agency involved in developing a vaccine for the virus, is breaking his silence. In this new whistleblower complaint obtained by NBC News, Bright says he was retaliated against for resisting efforts to fund potentially dangerous drugs promoted by those with political connections. A reference to hydroxychloroquine, an anti-malaria drug that the president's repeatedly promoted.
Time after time, I was pressured to ignore or dismiss expert and scientific recommendations, and instead to award lucrative contracts based on political connections. In other words, I was pressured to let politics and cronyism drive decisions.
Peter Alexander, NBC News, Washington.
Thank you, Peter. As we reported on Tuesday, projections suggest 3,000 people will die every day of coronavirus in the U.S. by the beginning of June. Now, the startling figures come as states begin to reopen their economies. And as the debate continues over reopening, America's top doctors are warning that there will be more cases and more deaths.
In the long run, we will be able to replace some jobs. We're not going to be able to replace the lives that are lost. You can't have a strong economy when people are dying or are dead. How will you reopen offices and factories and schools if people have died?
Experts contend that Americans need to know the unvarnished truth that reopening, whenever it happens, will come with a human cost.
The fact that you're now admitting that there are going to be increased deaths, I think, is a step to actually being honest with the American public. That's what the stakes are here. That's what the trade-off is going to be. The costs of having an economy functioning are going to be increased cases and increased deaths.
And despite the projection for an increase in deaths, administration officials say that those numbers are not expected to affect the White House's plans for reopening the country. But there is some encouraging news about reopening the economy that has combined with the new negative economic reports to lead to a day of mixed results on Wall Street. Right now, we're following the Dow Jones Industrials average, and here's a live look for you at where trading is now. The Dow started up at the open, but then dipped into negative territory and has really been up and down since then. Strong negative news came in a report showing private employers cut more than 20 million jobs last month. but analysts say that could be the worst of it, with better reports ahead. Tyson Foods says that it will reopen its largest pork processing plant this week, and that should help ease concern about meat shortages. And even though General Motors reported a dramatic drop in earnings, its stock price has risen, up about 7% so far. And as always, clickondetroit.com is packed with useful information for you to help you navigate your way through this crisis. Just go to clickondetroit.com/coronavirus. In other news this afternoon, Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg is in the hospital with an infection, but still participated in a Supreme Court teleconference this morning. The 87-year-old developed an infection caused by a gallstone and received a non-surgical treatment yesterday. From the hospital, Ginsburg called in to hear a case involving employers and birth control. Ginsburg has had several health issues over the past few years, including multiple bouts with cancer. Thankfully, she is expected to be in the hospital for about a day or two, so we certainly do wish her well there. All right, let's switch gears just a little bit here and take a look at our forecast as we give you a live look at our downtown Detroit skyline. Meteorologist Brandon Rue is standing by with a look at where things stand for us right now. It's a bit chillier this morning, Brandon.
It was, and occasionally you get a stiff breeze out here that makes it feel a little cooler, but numbers out here right now warmer than anything we saw all day yesterday. So we're looking good. Skies have improved from morning clouds, nothing but blue above me here in Grosse Pointe Woods. But here's a live look in Ann Arbor. Double Nickels 55 at Metro with a north wind at 13. It's 54 in Ann Arbor and 54 in Adrian, 52 Pontiac. That north wind again does keep it feeling just a little bit cooler. So middle 50s now, on our way to about 60 degrees for your afternoon high. And again, occasionally we get a 15-20 mile an hour wind gust, and it just has a slightly cooler feel, but no wet weather today, Evrod. We do have growing concerns, pun intended, for cold air and what folks are growing out there for the weekend especially. And we'll take a closer look coming up.
I see what you did there, Brandon. All right, we'll see you in just a little bit. Still to come, Fast Track. We've got to look inside the lab where researchers are working on a vaccine that they hope could be ready by the fall. Is this the breakthrough the world so desperately needs?